Hello, and welcome to the first episode of a brand new show here on the 5-Star Network YouTube channel, exclusive to the YouTube channel. We are ActWres Stage, a podcast all about AWG ActWres girls. I am your host, Sondre Björn. You might have heard me on Dramatic Dream Dragons, another show here on the 5-Star Network. And I am joined by someone who will be my regular co-host on this show, a monthly show covering ActWres girls each month. I am joined by Velkej, my friend. How are you doing?
Extremely fine. I'm very glad and happy that we are doing this. I think ActWres Girls is a promotion that's really fun to follow and has been fun to follow for years now. And basically nobody covers it. Monthly Puresu does a lot of writing, has been doing a lot of writing recently, and there's excellent fan site run by a friend of the show as well, but there's no podcasts covering ActWres Girls, so after some deliberation we decided that we have to fill the hole and do some audio about ActWres Girls.
Yes, and we've both been following the promotion. Well, you've been following it for longer than I have, but I started when they restarted in 2022, and we have been watching like almost every show together. So we have the added part of this promotion that we are very like. We have so many inside jokes about this promotion that no one will get, but we'll try and steer away from those.
Yeah, and if we are also very partial to specific people and to specific units, so maybe we have some infighting against about which unit is better and which should have been tried in Hague for war crimes against humanity.
Well, she's an innocent person in all that, but okay.
Yes, of course, that's what you say.
Well, ActWres Girls, AWG. We call it. We changed between ActWres Girls and AWG on like a whim. Mostly when we write about it, we write just AWG, but it stands for ActWres Girls. What in the hell is ActWres Girls? Well, okay, we need to explain this before we can even talk about what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's a promotion that's been around for some time. I think 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. And it's produced a lot of interesting wrestlers that have been all around the scene. Some of them even reached the highest highs of Joshi Scene, which
current World of Stardom champion is an AWG alumni.
Yes, Tam Nakano has started in ActWres Girls. The thing about ActWres Girls and why they are able to do what they do is that they have slightly different recruiting pool than the other promotions, where other promotions focus mostly on very young girls, late teens, just out of high school or something like that, and they train them from grounds up to be pro wrestlers. ActWres Girls take actresses, which is in the name, models, singers,
idols,
everyone like that, who are usually slightly older than what the trainees start in other promotions. For example, in Marvelous, they start at 16 or 17.
Or Ice Ribbon, where they start like 13.
Yes, of course. In ActWres Girls, there's no set age. I think Misa Matsui started when she was 17 or something like that, but Teihonma started when she was almost 30, I think. So there are people who start in different ages, and they are usually sold the idea to become wrestlers or actresses who wrestle as another gig, some way to make money outside of their normal work, or to broaden their fan base, because when you make fans while you wrestle, you can sell them tickets to your other gigs, like some theater plays or your idol work. or the other way around. If you are idol, you have fans from your idol work, and you can get them to come to your wrestling show. So you sell more tickets, you sell more merch, etc., etc. So that's the idea behind ActWres Girls. ActWres Girls were running regularly and were part of the scene, the whole scene, until late 2021, or rather in the middle of 2021, the owner, the promoter.
And when we say scene, we should clarify that we mean the Joshi in this scene, where before 2022, people could come in from Marvelous or Ice Ribbon and work in ActWres Girls.
Yeah.
Just like all the other Joshi in this work.
Yeah, basically, ActWres Girls were part of the wide ecosystem of the Joshi. They even had, I think it was like 8 months or something like that, where they had pretty regular crossover with Stardom, where they were on all the Stardom shows that they were free in 2016, 2017, until some kind of split that was bad, and they never worked together ever again. But Natsumi Maki, Natsupoi, first appeared in Stardom in 2016. She was on the undercards in high-speed matches. And Saori Ano was in the main events with Kairi Hojo. That's why she joined Kairi in Restart.
Yeah, that's their whole history.
Yeah. That's why. But in the second part of 2021, the owner and promoter told his roster that they are splitting from the scene for some reason. We don't know actually why. There probably is a reason why. And in late 2021, they had the last show where they announced that they are, well, they never said that they are closing the promotion, but they said they are no longer wrestling. Yeah. What this means? This means that they actually said in 2022, when they had their first show, they said that what they are doing is not wrestling, but theater performance. And they said that what they are doing is scripted and predetermined, which is the thing you cannot do in Japan. This means they've built a wall between themselves and rest of the Japanese wrestling scene, because everyone in Japan who covers wrestling media in Japan, all the wrestlers, all the wrestling promotions, they never admit it's fake. They cannot. If you do, you cannot work with anyone who does not say that, which was felt when ActWres Girls and Ice Ribbon, members of Ice Ribbon and members of ActWres Girls, try to work together. The issue is that if someone from ActWres Girls would be to beat someone in Ice Ribbon, and then the Ice Ribboner would go to some other promotion, it would mean that the Ice Ribboner was beaten by someone who is not a wrestler, so they are fake wrestler, and then like the disease in air quotes would spread to the other promotion, the other wrestler. So basically they built a wall between themselves and the rest of the scene, and this wall meant that parts of the majority of the roster that been there for years until 2021 left.
Yeah, that would include the whole unit of colors, Saki's unit, Hikari Shimizu, Rina Amikura, Yuko Sakurai, also included Miyuki Takase, Sayori Ano. Oh, there are a lot of people who left. Kaguru Sekiguchi, Yoshihiko Hasekawa. There are so many that I can't name them all.
It's the ActWres Girls have been for so long part of the scene, and they've provided recruits to the scene that would have never started wrestling because they were too old for the traditional promotions or for even the idol promotions like Stardom or Tokyo Joshi Pro or Ice Ribbon. So they would have never started wrestling without the promoter of ActWres Girls selling them the idea that they can make more money if they also learn how to wrestle. So we would have lost Saori Ano, Miyuki Takase, Tam Nakano, Ame Sorei, Wakatsukiyama, Mai Sakurai, Momoko Go, Maika Ozaki,
Yeah.
and so on. There's so many of them that's spread all across the promotions, other promotions after, even before the shutdown of the building of the wall between ActWres and rest of the scene. Some of them left before, like Tam Nakano, who we talked about, who left in 2017 and joined Stardom, or Sauriano, who left on the last show of 2019 and left for freelance run, or Natsupoi, who, as Natsumi Maki, first joined Tokyo Joshi Pro, then left Tokyo Joshi Pro after 2 years and joined Stardom. So there are a lot of people who have been in the promotion and then they have left. And in 2022, when we all thought that the promotion is shut down, there's nothing more anymore, they announced that they are having a new show. And they had a show.
And it was kind of a complete restart. No more titles. No, whatever tag teams and units were a thing in the old AWG was gone. A lot of the roster was rookies having their first matches ever. It was a weird time the first couple of months of the restart.
Some of the rookies who debuted before the shutdown, but they were preparing for the shutdown and to be debuted on the new show. There have been 50 shows since. 51 if we count the latest show that was produced show. So they have had a lot of shows already since the shutdown. They are running pretty regularly, and they have quite a lot of shows, I think.
And I need to say this because it's important that after the restart, they have in the run of 2022 and 2023, they have formed a whole new identity. It feels, when you go back and watch like old AWG, it feels completely new compared to this. And I think they have done it very, very well. Yes. Even though they say they aren't wrestling, they are still putting on great matches on almost every show.
Yes, exactly. Especially, I would say, from the 50 shows that we have watched, I would have said for sure that 45 had a great main event. Yeah. And if they did not have a great main event, they had an amazing semi-main event to supplement the main event that was not up to snuff. So there was, of course, majority of the roster, of the veteran roster left, but there were 7 people that have stayed. Actually, it's slightly more complicated, but Ayano Irie, me, Miku Aono, and Mari, and Misa Matsui were the veterans that have started in ActWres Girls and that have stayed with ActWres Girls. Also, in December, just before the shutdown, Natsumi Sumikawa, who was Natsumi Shozuki in Stardom, in Adelaide Stardom, she was a tag team champion with Kairi, for example, after 7 years have come back to wrestling and rejoined wrestling and then left wrestling again after the shutdown. And Aki Yasukawa, who has been around wrestling since, I think, 2017 or something like that. She was listed on the shows, but she was wrestling, or rather doing manager duties under mask of Wild Bunny, because Aki Yasukawa, that persona, has retired in Stardom, and she was yet to ask Stardom Rossi Ogawa for permission to unretire that persona. I would like to mention that even after the shutdown, they had debuted 2 wrestlers that have left the promotion and joined other promotions. It's Maya Fukuda, who was in the opener of the first show and in the main event of the second show, It's slightly more difficult because the second show was built by the audience, was booked by the audience. On the first show, they had they were doing a lottery
Yeah.
for the matches on the second show, and they've then done the lottery for a few other shows after that. They have stopped doing that after a few months because they had a roster big enough and experienced enough that they were able to book them without this random factor going into it. So basically, they had this experiment of audience booking matches ahead of the time, and
Yeah,
then they.
but back to Maya Fukuda.
Yeah, sorry, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Maya Fukuda was in the opener of the first show and in the main event of the second show, and then she left for Glade.
Yes,
And
she has only done UWF matches. Since
yeah,
then.
UWF matches and MMA, and got her ass beat in MMA matches.
Yeah.
MMA fights. I'm sorry, MMA fights. And also Himawari, who had 2 matches, one in Osaka, and then she was in the on the first Korakuen Hall show of ActWres Girls, and basically social media was flooded with her gear, outfit, and she was hired by Sujiro Takagi because of that.
Yeah, over in Tokyo Joshi Pro. First of all, Himawari has become something completely new in Tokyo Joshi Pro, and I think that promotion fits her very well, and she is very entertaining there. She has even gotten fans that have no idea that she started in ActWres.
Yes, of course, that's how it goes. A lot of people do not know that.
Maya Fukuda, I wish she was not only doing UWF matches because I want to see her wrestle more, but she has a lot of potential when she isn't getting her ass beat by MMA guys. But I already shit enough on Glade on my Dramatic Dream Dragons podcast, so I can't say anything more about Glade here.
Yeah. So after the restart, they had mostly Shinkiba shows, and they also had some Yokohama Radiant Arena show and Osaka shows in Koliga.
Yeah,
which is
now this year they have started doing Osaka shows in the 176 box.
Yes, 176 box with the famous cheer banner up there.
Yes. But yeah, we don't want to recap the entirety of 2022 and 2023 for this show, because that will kind of be against what our whole idea for the show is. Our idea for this show is to run through what happened in the month we are before the day we are recording, and that will have been October now. We are recording on the 2nd of November, and I think we can start off with this Korakuen Hall show and run through the units and the title, the one title, and stuff like that, and the history of the people when we run through the matches. Because this Korakuen Hall show on the 15th of October pretty much had the whole roster on it.
It's a tradition of ActWres Girls that they do not book a whole roster on the smaller shows, on the Shinkiba or Osaka shows. They book the whole roster on Korakuen Hall shows. That's why the card is so full of people, and that's why they even have 2 dark matches before the show even starts, because they do not have time to put all of the people on the show itself.
Yeah. So the first dark match on the 15th in Korakuen. Do we have the attendance for this Korakuen? I don't see it.
No, they did not announce it because they are cowardly and they do not announce attendance that do not look good. Yeah,
that's true. But yeah, the first dark match was the 2 newest rookies facing off in a singles match. Yu Tenshuku defeated Mana Yamashita after 4 minutes and 27 seconds. These 2 are very new. Both don't even have cage match yet. But they debuted on the show in August in Korakuen.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about these 2 rookies?
it's obvious that they don't know how. Without any veteran, there was nobody who to lead the match through, and in the middle of the match, it fell apart. Basically, both were unsure what to do, what was the next spot or something like that. So Yui Tenchoku, who is quite tall, a powerhouse wrestler, or at least that's what I think she's going to be in the future, just decided to slap poor, very slight Mana Yamashita, who is actually a tiny person, very tiny, on the belly, and like made a very loud sound, which was, I think, her telling the other person, "Let's get this show back on the road," and backed her into the corner. And then from that they continued, and she won.
It should be noted that on their first Yu Tenshuko, on their first match on the last Korakuen on the 14th of August, she won her match. Like she was the one taking the pinning someone in the finish.
She won her debut match, which is not the usual thing to do. It's like she has the racket backstrapped onto her back, and she's shooting to the moon.
And I feel like she's the one that shows the most potential.
Yes. From the latest rounds of rookies, and even I think she even looks better than some of the people who are not booked on every show and are booked very not very regularly.
Yeah, for sure. Then we have another dark match, a six-woman tag. Alan Shiaoba, I think I said that right, Nagisa Shiotsuke, defeated Haruka Ishikawa, Nanami Togi, and the returning Marina Sayahara after 9 minutes and 44 seconds. So good to see Marina Sayahara back. But first, we should cover Alan. Alan is someone that I will talk about a lot in the future, because on like every show, when she's just doing manager duty for her unit, Jadoshu, I get mad that she's just a manager, because she's actually a really good wrestler.
Yeah, it's sad. It seems like she's someone who does not sell many tickets, so she's not booked that often, which will be a thing that I'll probably be talking about during any of the rundowns of the cards or any shows in the future, because that's what we have learned from how the wrestlers post on Twitter, is that there is a system for them to get booked on next shows. It's if they sell tickets via the reservation system, which is on ActWres website, where you have to where you can mention the wrestler that sold you a ticket, or via direct messaging to the wrestler to get the reservation through them. That means they sold you the ticket, so they are going to get booked. And Alan seemingly does not sell enough tickets to get booked on every show, because she has been someone who we both have been fans of, and she's not booked on every show, even though she's there working.
Yeah. Then we have Shia Oba, who was in this match. She is another rookie that debuted this year. She debuted a bit earlier than Tenchuku and Yamashita. I think it was like March. She still hasn't shown me anything. Yeah, so
she is the ice cream girl. She comes in the ring with the ice cream. There's like we don't know anything about her. Just that she is an ice cream girl. That's everything we know about her. So,
she also rarely makes the like regular shows.
Yes, I am not sure, because I have never noticed her outside of the ring doing seconds duty or something like that. Maybe she's not even at the shows, and she's just joining for the bigger shows, for the Korakuens, to fill the cards.
Yeah. Then we had Nagisa Shiotsuke in this match, member of Update Plus, debuted in 2022. I think she was one of the earliest rookies. Actually, I think she was on the first show after the restart.
Yeah, she was in the main event of the first show, and she was teaming with Miku Aono and beating Kaoru Nishida and Mari. Kaoruko Nishida and Mari. Kaoruko Nishida is no longer in the promotion, and Mari is one of the veterans that have stayed in the promotion. So basically, she was in the main event of the first show. So both of her trainers thought that she has enough potential to be in the main event.
Yeah.
Her signature thing is that she chops people hard, a lot. She stopped doing just the chops. That was like her thing that she was doing until April of the first year, and was majority of her offense. And she was unique in that because nobody else was doing the chops. So now it's the high spot of her match, the chop. She does maybe one or two in the match. I think there's probably some reasons behind that why she does not do them as much as she did before.
Yeah. So that was the winning team of this Dark Six-woman tag. Then we had Haruka Ishikawa taking the... I don't think she took the pin, but she's the first one on the other team. Another 2022 debut. Another one that really doesn't stand out that much, sadly.
Yeah, she is someone who is as bland as you can get in ActWres Girls. She has the fighting spirit, does her stuff relatively competently. There's nothing special about her, sadly, even though she's one of the more seasoned, in air quotation, rookies. When we talk about rookies, we mean the people who have started just before the restart, or during or after the restart. That's it's been less than 2 years, so
they all count as rookies.
Yeah, they all count as rookies. Those are the people we call rookies when as a shorthand.
Yeah.
So Haruka Ishikawa, she was part of the team. She was with Mari. She was teaming with Mari in the tag team tournament that they have started in early 2022 and finished on the last Korakuen Hall show of the 2022, which was a complete. I don't even want to call that. It was weird, and it then just ended, and we never knew what match was a part of the tournament, what match was part of the tournament. It was very bad, and we are very happy that Fuka is here to save us from that.
Yes, for sure. Then another. Well, I'll call everyone here a rookie, but Marina Sayahara, her return match from injury. She got injured earlier this year in August, I think. No, wait.
July.
She returned. Yeah, and this was her first match back, I think.
Even if it was not, it's she was in the Dark six-man tag team match, so not looking good for her, to be honest. And and it felt like she has some story potential just before her injury, which is why it stinks so much that she got injured, because it feels like her spot was taken.
Yeah,
and now she's down the card in the undercard in the dark matches. She's coming back to the shows as a regular member of the shows going forward, because she is one. If you are listening to us and you want to come,
I was just about to say that,
and you want to buy a ticket to a show, please. Marino speaks English.
Yes.
She will help you buy a ticket. Please contact her and get a ticket from her, which means she gets to be booked on the shows.
Yeah,
and we will get to watch her wrestle, because I think she has tremendous potential. I think she is one of those people who will be really, really good if they get an opportunity to stretch their wings in longer matches.
Yeah, for sure. Then it was Nanami Toge in this match. I think she was the one that took the pin. She is another one that debuted just like 2 months ago or something.
Not even 2 months ago. I think she debuted in September, or maybe on the Nara show.
I actually think it was on the Korakuen.
She was on the Korakuen just before this one. Yeah, okay.
She was in the match with Mana Yamashita.
Okay.
The dark match on the last show. on the last Korakuen. So that was that match. I don't remember that much of this 6-woman tag, so I don't have that much to say about it.
It was not really too long enough. Everyone did their signature spots, and that's everything that had happened. Do you want to talk about the units that were involved in this match right now?
We'll talk about them when they are in the matches.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, next match, for example.
Yes. So after that, we had the opening dance. I have to mention that the opening dance is important.
Yes, extremely important for any ActWres girls.
Yeah, we have to see Misa Matsui be a step behind everyone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Half a beat behind everyone else.
Yes. Speaking of Misa Matsui, my favorite. She was in the opener. Teppen versus Update Plus. So here is where we get into the units. Teppen, the best unit. The absolute best unit on the roster. Everyone agrees with me on this. It should be noted that it's Teppen, all caps, and then a star. Because they're top stars.
And also, when you say words Teppen, you have to point up.
Yep.
That's the thing they do. They point up.
I think they don't have an official leader, but because I think Misa and Ashai both are leaders of the unit. But Misa Matsui, Nao Yamada, and Ashai, who was in the main event, are the members of the roster. After this match, we would see a new member, but we'll talk about that after talking about the match. Misa Matsui, one of the veterans of ActWres Girls. Well, veteran. She was one of those that stayed. A very high speed wrestler. All of Teppen are. But she especially is the most sneaky in her high speed.
Yes. The thing about Teppen is that their identity is that they are blue. That's one thing. They are blue. All of them have some blue color in their gear, and they are all speedy. So they when Misa and Asahi enter the ring, they do the speedy running of the ropes. They do a lot of. They are your basic speed goblins. It's very common trope on Joshi Scene. Imagine Mio Momono without the power of her legs, or maybe someone like Riho.
Yeah.
Or Mizuki, or someone like that. Someone who is very speedy and does some flying, not too much, but enough. And majority of their offense is strikes and speed to surprise and overwhelm their opponent.
And flash pins and stuff like that.
Yes, flash pins.
So
I think Misa Matsui is supposed to be a leader, and because she has this mean streak in her, she had a story with the ace of the promotion about the
she hates that Miko Ano was chosen as the ace.
Yes, she hates that she is playing second fiddle to anyone.
Yeah.
And she hates this idea that she is not the biggest star in the promotion. And she will tell everyone, she will show everyone that she is better than them. She bites more than she can chew in the cases of Miku Aono and Natsumi Sumikawa, but she will deliver one of the best matches on the card every single time.
Still, my match of the year is Misa Matsui versus Miku Ano for the AWG title earlier this year. That is an awesome AWG match. My first recommendation is to check out that match, for sure. But yeah, Misa Matsui teamed up with Nao Yamada, who is also in Teppen. Nao Yamada is the more... she comes out with the megaphones and screams in it. She is kind of... she is the one that debuted in 2022 of the original Teppen trio. So she is the newest one. And yeah, she screams, and she's very good at getting the crowd behind her.
Yes, she on this show she got a new gear. Misa Matsui also got a new gear. A lot of wrestlers get a new gear on Korakuen Hall shows, and Naho Yamada sang her own entrance theme to the ring. If I'm not her own entrance theme, or was she singing Misa Matsui's one?
I don't remember.
Yeah, basically, she was singing an entrance theme when she was entering, which is a new bit of hers, and which will make her more popular. Because she is your prototypical babyface and when she gets in peril, she is a babyface in peril, and she does that really, really well. And she has the more veteran members to save her from the peril because they are goblins, so they will do vicious stuff to save their underling.
Yeah, so that was Teppen. They faced off and beat Update Plus, me and Sakura Mizushima after 11 minutes and 19 seconds. So Update Plus, the idol group, or the idol unit in this promotion, led by me. Sakura Mizushima is a member, and Nagisa Shiotsuke, who we mentioned. Sakumiya is a member, but she also likes to do her own stuff. And Kanamik is a member.
Kanamik.
So that is Update Plus. Me, the most like idol wrestler on the roster. I always look at me as kind of like an even more evil version of Mizuki from Otoko Joshi Pro.
Yeah, it's Mizuki who has more evil thoughts in her head.
Okay, yeah, that's a good. But yeah, Mi comes out with her bear, and she likes to use him in the match.
Sadly, the previous Kuma-chan has died.
True.
And now his miniature head is sewn onto Mi's costume.
Yeah.
As a trophy.
Yeah, Update Plus both had new gear here, and I love those gears. Sakura Mizushima, another one who debuted in 2022. I should say Mi is one of the veterans that stayed with the company. But Sakura Mizushima debuted in 2022. I always describe her as kind of a like in the Mei Suruga role of high-speed wrestlers, where she has great escapes from the pins, and she does really impressive like rollouts and stuff like that.
She is one of the most flexible wrestlers that I have ever seen. Her and Saori Ano are two of them. Sakura Mizushima's spine is rubber or something like that, because I cannot explain how she gets the bridging she does looks like a normal human would not be able to do this. Whole Update Plus is mostly white, which is color of the idols, purity, and so on. They have accents for each member, and I think that this opening match is one of the better ways how to start a show for real, how to get people into it. You have the high-speed wrestlers of Teppen against the idol wrestlers of Update Plus, who all have like popular crowd-going spots, with me getting the stuffed bear and using it as a weapon against other wrestlers, Sakura Mizushima and her escapes, the speed and the precision and the viciousness of Misa Matsui, and the Naho Yamada's limp work to get an advantage in a match like this. It is a perfect combination, and they did it in 11 minutes, and it was... I cannot imagine on a paper and then in execution a better match how to start your bigger show of the few months to start your Korakuen Hall show than this one.
Yeah, for sure. This is the second best match on this Korakuen Hall show for me. It had I said this when even before the match started, that this is the most like Sondre core AWG match I can get, because it's like my 4 favorites in the company. I really like everyone in this match, and the match was awesome. Definitely a recommendation.
I also agree that it's the second best match on the show, which is funny because I was expecting another match to be second best because these are not my favorite wrestlers. I'll be completely honest with you. I really like them, but I am opposed to them. It was very hard to choose someone to cheer for in this match for me.
Yeah, it was very hard because you want to cheer both teams, you know.
Yeah, you want to boo both teams, you mean?
No, you want to. Okay. But that was definitely watch that match. I definitely recommend there. Then a 3-way 9-woman tag match. So 3 teams. The first one, Konami, Naru, and Natsuki. 1 unit member of Update Plus, Konami. 1 unaffiliated, Naru, and 1 member of the Royal, Natsuki. 1 against 3 members of Jadoshu, who are Bulldozer Todoroki, Kiran, and leader Maru. And they also defeated the team of Nen Arata, Riko Fukuda, and Arina Yamanaka, who is from Best Body Japan. Arina is. So a lot of people in this match. Konami, again, she is a kind of lower placed Update Plus member. She just had her first win a couple of weeks ago. Naru, even more high speed than all of Teppen almost, but the problem is that she's a baby.
Yes.
She has a baby gimmick.
Yeah, Sondre is not joking. Naru actually comes with a pacifier in her mouth, and it's very, very pink, and is a muscle baby. That's her nickname. Yes.
Yeah. Natsuki, a former ballerina, and now wrestler, of course. She has a lot of stuff to her. She shows a lot of potential.
Yeah, Natsuki and Koki, who will be talked about later, were part of the losing side of the first restarted ActWres Girls Korakuen Hall show. On the other side was the ace of the promotion and the trainer of the promotion, Miku Aono and Mari, and they've beat Koki and Natsuki. So the promotion knows what they have in Natsuki, and Natsuki is someone who will be in higher positions. So it's obvious that they did not know where to put either Kaname, Naru, or Natsuki.
Yeah.
They did a babyface team to face off against 2 heel factions in this clusterfuck of 9 people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Natsuki, she's kind of a cake-based wrestler. I love her. Again, someone that shows a lot of the potential. Jadoshu, the snakes. A heel unit led by Maru, who is actually a veteran of I think she was in JD Star back in the day. She is a veteran of the dark ages of Joshi, like 2002. So she is someone that has been wrestling for a long time, then took a break and are now back.
Yes, she started in JD in Yoshimoto's Women's Pro Wrestling JD. It was not even JD Star.
I should actually note that the No Limit Wrestling show that is hosted by the Stardom Quest Dylan actually covered JD Star on their last episode, and they talked about Mari there. It's very good listen. So definitely check that out.
To give a slightly more background to her, joined the promotion on the first restarted Korakuen Hall show. She re-debuted against Chiaki, who will be talk slightly later. And the reason why is that she was the person who got Chiaki and some other people into wrestling, because she is owner or director, producer, writer for a circle of theater companies in Tokyo, and has been doing that for decades now. An interesting tidbit: she, even while she was retired, she was at the retirement ceremony for Akte Asukawa back in Stardom. He was giving her flowers there. So there's like connections between them all over.
Yeah. Maru is also the oldest member of the roster. I have to mention that. 42 years old. And yeah, she leads Jadoshu, the snakes, Sha. We always say that because they do that. The other members are Alan, who we saw in the Dark Six Woman tag, Kira Ann, and Bulldozer Todoroki.
Yes, and recently there was also another member, Kyoka Iwai, one of the rookies who turned heel, joined Jadoshu, and then turned face on them later and created her own faction duo.
She left Jadoshu on the last Korakuen.
Yeah, on the last Korakuen they had a match that was not announced as a hardcore match, but became a hardcore match between Kyoka Iwai and Maru. Jadoshu are your most basic weapon-wielding Ozaki-kun heels or Edo-type heels that ever existed.
They even have the chain. They are so Ozaki-kun.
They have a chain, they have kendo sticks. Alan wears umbrella.
Umbrella with a snake on it. She's so cool! God.
She's extremely cool. And they do the outside brawling, the everything that has a heel in their bag, they will do. One of the reasons is because the promotion needs a heel faction that does this, because that's the fabric of the wrestling, and more important part of that, why they do this, is to mask their deficiencies. Yes. Because neither of the members outside of Alan, and before that with Kyoka Iwai, is a good wrestler. Each of them...
Maru can put on a great match if you want. I feel like it depends on her body. Yes, and it depends on how much bumps she wants to take. But she is very good. But Kira and Bulldozer Todoroki are very hard to watch sometimes.
Yes, Bulldozer Todoroki is miscast as a heel. She does not want to hit hard anyone. She is afraid of hurting people. But she has extremely great comedic timing. She is a comedy wrestler, miscast as a heel wrestler. But I guess it's maybe a reason why she does not want to be a comedy wrestler, because she is bigger than most of the members. She maybe does not want to be a comedy fat wrestler.
Yeah.
She is now a powerhouse heel wrestler, which maybe is better for her. I don't know. But we have been giving her a chance to improve in the wrestling department, and she still has not done that. She does not actually have a moveset. She sometimes forgets to tag out.
Yeah.
She forgets to leave the ring or goes to the wrong side of the ring. We maybe sang praises of the rookies that debuted in the promotion. She is one of the worst that have debuted. If we consider the actual wrestling part of the thing. So that's why she is in the heel faction that can do a lot of stuff, smoke and mirrors. Kira Ann is also one of the returnees to wrestling. She is taller, has long legs, and has really good kicks. Sometimes,
yes.
And other times she's almost as
she's very awkward in the way she moves around in the ring.
She's one of those people who a deer on ice fits for her so much. Even though she can kick, and when she hits a good kick, it looks lethal. But then she just stands there and does not know what her next spot is, and it looks awkward. So we have someone who can be a killer kicker and then breaks the match apart and breaks the suspension of disbelief, for me at least, by what she does next.
Yes. And then the other team in this match was Nena Arata and Riku Fukunaka, who are members of Beast Rebellion, teaming up with someone from Best Body Japan, whose name is Irina Yamanaka. Best Body Japan, again, it's a kind of promotion that I don't know. I don't know where this whole how Arina Yamanaka got put into this match. Was it because of the Best Body Japan competition that ActWres Girls members were a part of?
Yes, I think there's like the crossover with the Japanese indies, where some people know each other and want to help each other, and Arena and the promoter of Best Body Japan talked to Mari and promoter of ActWres Girls, and they decided to do this kind of crossover. I think
She's tall.
She's very tall. She's very athletic,
Yeah.
and interesting tidbit. I went on Twitter and followed her and read some of her posts about the cooperation, and she said that Mari herself told her to take her dropkick and refine it and make it her own. And let me tell you, I screamed when she hit the rider kick directly into Natsuki's head. Like there's no such thing as CTE. There's no such thing as CTE. She just kicked her and she flew from outside of the camera, and it was so good.
Yeah.
The thing is, we cannot judge her how good wrestler she is because there were 8 other people in the match, and she has done like 4 spots, and 2 of them were a drop kick.
Yeah.
So she got given the beautiful lock by Saki Akai. That's the thing that Saki Akai sometimes goes viral with, where she puts it's a leg lock around her opponent's neck.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what I'm talking about. So Arina Yamanaka was given that move by Saki Akai, who has beaten Arina Yamanaka in spring for Best Body Japan.
And in September.
Yeah. Oh, in September. So on her retirement road, Saki Akai beat the previous champion for the title of the promotion. And then
she'll probably retire with the big Best Body Japan title. But Arina Yamanaka, definitely someone that I want to see more of in ActWres. Yes. I would love to see her back because you will have to pay me money to watch like a promotion like Best Body Japan.
Yes, that sounds very sleazy. Yes.
It's probably like the most sleazy, another like sleazy indie. But yeah, Nene and Rico are both like the cannon fodder wrestlers in Beast Rebellion. I almost can say. Like they are almost filler wrestlers in Beast Rebellion.
Yes, the thing is that Riko Fukunaga, the Beast Rebellion is a faction that was started by Akte Asukawa almost immediately after she returned as Act to wrestling, which was in September of 2022, which was just after Fuka, the person who trained the first class in Stardom, came back to wrestling and started booking the promotion, which was
on
the Korakuen Hall show in 2022, on the August Korakuen Hall show, and Act returned on the next show and started the faction, which was start of the faction wars and factions as exist in ActWres Girls right now. Which Fuka copied from Success from Stardom and Dragon Gate and all other.
And let me tell you, units have helped me become a big fan of this.
Yes,
units is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it gives structure to the promotion. It's much easier to get invested in wrestlers if they have similar gear and have friends around them and enemies and such.
I think we should talk about Beast Rebellion during the Act match later.
Yes, that's probably better.
This 3-way 9-woman tag, I remember Arena being the highlight, and everything else was fine.
Yes, it was basically your match to get everyone on the card.
Yeah.
It has 8 people from ActWres and the guest from Best Body Japan, who could have been hidden in the clusterfuck of 8 other people. As I said, it had 3 baby faces against 6 heels, so baby faces were doing the majority of the work while heels were doing their shtick or were being assholes to the faces. And against each other, there was all sorts of things, but I actually do not remember anything outside of that rider kick.
Yeah. Then we had the comedy match of the show. Shiaki, or as she called herself in this match, Muscle Shiaki, defeated the Asako Miya, who called herself the Great Asako, in this match. 7 minutes and 33 seconds. Asako Miya is the second coming of Sakura Hirota. She is gonna be something very special in the Joshi comedy scene.
It's something special to watch a newly started comedy wrestler try her dick for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I was not watching wrestling when Sakura Hirota was testing what works in wrestling and comedy wrestling when you combine with each other. I was not here when Stalker Ichikawa was testing his stuff that has gotten so popular and endured 2 decades, 5 years, I think, maybe even. I was not here when Honda started doing Don the Fox or something like that. I was not watching them start their thing, but I am here right now watching Asako Miya learn how to be a good comedy wrestler. Her thing is that
get the crowd behind her at the same time. Like, yeah.
If she did not grab this comedy wrestler thing by the throat and tried her hardest at it, she would have been just another random undercard wrestler who does 3 moves, gets her ass beat, and gets pinned and loses.
Yes.
Now, she gets her ass beat, gets pinned and loses, but is entertaining and comedic.
Yeah, and memorable.
And the focus of the match is on her, not on the opponent that beats her. So she's not losing even though she's actually losing.
Yeah. Like, she was, like, if this would have been Asako Miya versus Shiaki, it's still, like, without the comedy gimmick, it would still have been a win for Shiaki, because she is the pushed heel. She is one of the rookies that they are really behind and want to push as the top heel. But Asako Miya, by just doing her charismatic, like, impression of the Great Muta, it just helps the match stand out so much more.
I think this match kind of failed in what it was trying to do. And the issue there is that the Korakuen Hall was pretty empty, was not full. The match was a small room match. It was not a big room match.
It didn't work as well as it would have worked in Shinkiba.
Yes. The thing about Asako Miya is that she takes a famous wrestler, more famous than her, and impersonates them, because she has so far impersonated 3 different wrestlers. She impersonated Kairi. That's what she started doing.
Yeah, in front of Act and Natsumi.
Yes, she does that exactly. Only against Act and Natsumi Sumikawa, which are Kairi's classmates from Stardom. On the last time she impersonated Kairi, she did the same promo as Kairi did during her last Stardom match.
That's actually in October, so it's
yes, it's in October. So basically, a few days after Kairi had her last match, Asako
No,
Miya,
it was the same day. It was on Sports Day.
The same day. It was the same day.
Yeah.
So she waited. She waited until Kairi does her promo, and she got the exactly same promo.
She must have been watching the show like backstage.
That's incredible. That is actually incredible, because she got the promo about that she will see Natsumi Sumikawa again, because all rings of the world are connected, with an echo, while members of the roster behind her on the camera were trying not to break. It was very good. In this match, she was impersonating. She also one time impersonated Mil Mascaras, entered to Mil Mascaras team, then lost to a reversal of Mil Mascara's move.
Yeah.
Which
And
was
here she impersonated the great Muta, even coming in out to like a remixed version of his theme.
The thing that usually is in comedy matches is that there's a straight person and a comedy person.
Yeah.
And in this case, there was two comedy people. With Masao Chiaki, which is persona Masao Chiaki's persona who debuted on Nara show, which is promoted by Fuka herself in August. Chiaki there came to the ring carrying Calico and accompanied by a random muscly guy with sunglasses.
So Soldier B,
Soldier B, random muscle guy who is there just as a eye candy, I guess. To flex and pose and then say muscle. And Masao Chiaki says muscle. She poses and does muscle things. And as I said, usually the comedy wrestler is there with some straight person to counteract their comedy and to work their comedy on the straight person, which is why Great Asako or Kairi Asako worked so well against ACT, or even better against Natsumi Sumikawa, because Natsumi Sumikawa is the most straight person of the whole roster. There's no jokey bone in her body. She is the most besieged person on the whole roster. Everyone is against her for some reason. She is one of the big sufferers of this roster, and in this match, it actually does not really work. It was
Korakuen's first time watching both of these two do this comedy gimmick,
and they were not sure what to make out of them because they did not have established spots that you are supposed to laugh at. I'm interested in if Chiaki gives up the Masao Chiaki thing, or if she tries to continue with Masao Chiaki on other occasions, because I think there's something to it, but I'm not sure if they want to pay a booking fee for the
for the Soldier B.
Yes, random muscly guy. Also, backstage promo.
Yeah, backstage promo was done in muscles.
There's she does not speak. She just looks at the camera, and then there are subtitles on the screen because she is saying words, but actually not saying words.
Should be noted, during this backstage promo, she started corpsing at the end.
Yes, because it's too hard.
Yeah. I just want to talk about Chiaki, the normal Chiaki first.
Yes.
For a bit. She turned heel earlier this year in a great segment on the Korakuen Hall where she turned on the Royal during the match and joined Beast Rebellion. They are definitely very strongly behind her as someone to push in the future, and she's already challenged Miku Ano for the title in a pretty good match. She made it to the final of she won the rookie tournament.
She won that. She won the rookie tournament. That's why she got to challenge Miku Ano for the title.
I forgot to mention that during Naoya Yamada. Chiaki versus Naoya Yamada was the final of a rookie tournament they did earlier this year, and that was won by Chiaki. But yeah, they are definitely behind her. This muscle comedy gimmick is like once in a while. That's not going to be her official thing. But it fits her because she's a very powerhouse wrestler. But she's also small. She almost is like Saida, but a bit taller than her.
She looks like she is a bit taller than Saida, and is not as jacked as Saida. Saida is very jacked.
But Chiaki definitely gets more jacked every time you watch her.
Yeah, I think she has been posting more and more gym pictures and gym videos on her Twitter. So I think she got the bug, and she will get really jacked. So Masao Chiaki in the future, probably again. I'm interested in if she is going to keep it or if she gives up after this show, because it kind of felt in Korakuen Hall. I think it would be much better to do another of these in Shinkiba than repeat it again in Korakuen until she works out the kinks.
Yeah.
Also, I actually want to see her in serious matches at Korakuen
Yeah,
Hall.
I agree. I agree.
Comedy matches.
Then we have the Royal versus Ice, the newest unit versus one of the first units. The Royal is led by Natsumi Sumikawa. She was not in this match though, but because she was in the semi-main. But the Royal consists of Natsumi Sumikawa, Koki, Natsuki, and Shikagoto. Koki and Natsuki, we talked about it during Natsuki earlier, but Koki is definitely like someone that they are very behind. Like she was in the vacant title match, the first where Miko Ano was crowned the champion. That was the final of that first tournament, the vacant title tournament earlier this year. Koki is someone that they are very behind, and we have seen it ever since last year when she main evented the first Korakuen since the restart.
Yes, it's someone who will be a star, and they know it, and they are pushing her, and they have been pushing her since the restart because they know what they have in her. She is tall, she is charismatic, she can dance, she is a powerhouse. There are some
He's
kinks.
great in the ring.
Yeah,
like,
there are some kinks in her game inside the ring.
Yeah.
But for what she is, she does the job well. Lately, this month and month before, she has been gone from wrestling. She had some theater plays, so she was preparing to sing in a musical and so on. So she was not training as much, so she's been pushed down the card slightly. I think if she comes back fully again, she's again going to get pushed to the main events, and we will see her back on top again.
Her and Natsuki are an established tag team in part of the Royal. They have a synchronized dance and all that. I think if they ever bring back the tag titles and start a tournament for them, Natsuki and Koki is definitely someone that will make it far in that tournament. Maybe even win.
I think they will be either. They should be in the finals.
Yeah,
I think
they should be in the finals.
I think they will not be the first champions.
Yeah.
I think they will be in the finals, and they will just miss the win. We should talk about the Royal. As you mentioned, it's led by Natsumi Sumikawa, who is one of the wrestlers who returned, same as ActWres, who returned to wrestling after almost 7 years of the retirement. She is a kick-based wrestler, mostly kick-based. She does diving knees and very quick knees to the corner. She's really good at that. She's one of my favorites in the promotion, and the whole unit is my unit. These are my wrestlers who I will cheer forever because they're awesome. I like them a lot, and I want to watch them win everything. They are the Royal. They have synchronized poses. Natsuki and Koki, as Sondre said, dances. If the whole unit enters, they do the dance in the middle of the ring while Chika and Natsumi sit on the sides of the ring, so you can see all of them. Like the framing of the unit is really great, and
their pose is them having a crown over them, forming a crown with their hands.
They do enter in more than one person. They have crowns on their heads, so they're extremely cool. Chikagoto is interesting case because she submitted in 14 seconds or something like that on the first show of the year.
Yeah.
And she is someone who worked extremely hard. One of her signature spot is giant swing.
Yeah.
And when she first started, it was obvious she does not have strength to pick someone up.
Yeah.
Right now, she's attempting to swing 2 people at once. Okay, they are small people. But still, she's attempting to swing 2 people at once. She can swing anyone on the roster. I think she can swing Do you think she can swing anyone on the roster? Has she tried to swing Kira Ann?
She cannot swing Bulldozer Todoroki.
Yeah, probably, but that's probably on Bulldozer, not on her.
Yeah.
So,
Kira Ann, maybe.
I think she can swing Kira Ann. Do you think she can swing Koki? Because Koki is tall as well.
Maybe. I think she can swing Ashai and Misa.
But they are very athletic and will be able to help her with their own core strength. So she was like the weakest member of the unit, and she was always instigating troubles for the unit. She was trying to get them into fights and the unit tournament and everything the units were doing. She was the instigator for the Royal. And she was always getting beat. But
I should also say, this is important information for new people. Don't ever go on Shikagoto's Twitter in public.
Yes, she is a gravure model, so there are a lot of lingerie shots and swimsuit shoots, and her video is thumbnail on the YouTube, because YouTube has like 500,000 views or something like that, because there's Chikagoto's butt.
Yeah. She also noted Dragon Gate fan, Shikagoto. She is a big fan of Dragon Gate, and I love her for that. But yeah, Shikagoto and Koki defeated Ice, which is the newest unit on the roster. Kyoka, Iwai, and Ren, they are only those two. Ren, former known as Ren-san, now only Ren, and Kyoka Iwai formed the unit after the last Korakuen, when Kyoka Iwai left Jadoshu. Kyoka Iwai is, I feel like she, as we say, like every time we've seen her wrestle ever since she turned babyface again, she fits more as a heel.
Yes. This match was the biggest disappointment of the show. It was the worst. It was, for the people in the ring on the card, it was the worst match on the card. Not because it was worse than the dark match between Yui Tenchoku and Mana Yamashita. Those are rookies. No. Literally, they have like 5 matches in between them together. Or maybe 6. Whatever. These people have...
They've all been wrestling since 2022.
Yes, and I think Koki was on 25 shows this year and was on 25 shows last year. So she was like on almost all the shows. She's booked every time she's available. She's not been booked in September and October and August fully because she was not available, but she was booked on every other show before that. She was one of the people who was booked on all the shows. So seeing her and Chika, who I've just praised to high heavens as someone who is very hardworking and will try to make her matches as good as possible, and Kyoka Iwai, who I was very high on when she was in Jadoshu, and Ren, who I think has something, but we need to see it, because before she joined with Kyoka, she was more of a comedy wrestler who did comedy spots, walking the ropes and using her butt as a weapon. And now it feels like Ice regressed in the ring and does not feel like they are. That the idea is there. They have combined tag team moves. That's true, but it feels like a step down.
And they also haven't gotten matching gear yet.
Yes, that's also bad, because everyone else, every other unit has gear that's similar to each other.
Yeah. I feel like they're just working it out at each match, and they should get better with time, hopefully. But yeah, right now they aren't that great. I really hope that they can add a third member, get some more of an identity than we are just 2 baby faces, and that come out in camouflage. Well, Kyoka Iwai carries Ren's camouflage jacket, and Ren is in camouflage.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It is bad. It's actually a thing that's bad.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that match, nothing special there. Then the tag team match, Act Yasukawa. We've mentioned her multiple times on here, and this might be the last episode where we talk about her in the context of ActWres Girls. And Natsumi Sumikawa, two veterans here, two Stardom veterans, two former Stardom champions, defeated Ayano Irie and Mari in 50 minutes and 22 seconds. So, this match, important to note. After the match, Act Yasukawa said that she is leaving ActWres Girls as a full-time roster member. She might be back. I don't know if she will be back or not, but yes, she's leaving. Natsumi Sumikawa, we've mentioned her multiple times on the show. The leader of the Royal, as Velkej described her during the last match. And Ayano Ire, the leader of Beast Rebellion. She wasn't the original leader of Beast Rebellion. That was Act Yasukawa, or just Act. But Act relinquished her position as leader of Beast Rebellion when she lost to Miku Ano on the last Korakuen. And now Ayano Irie is the leader. So, some background on Ayano Irie.
Okay, so Ayano Irie is one of the veterans that stayed in ActWres. She was undercard, midcard wrestler, a babyface who was more of an idol. She was not good. I would not call her good. She was passable within the ActWres system, but she stayed, and she improved and improved and improved, and she works at it. And you can see that the part that she was mostly missing was the confidence.
Yeah.
And also standard moveset. That's one of the things that she is still kind of lagging behind the other leaders of the units, but she is relatively new leader of the unit, so it kind of makes sense. If she broadens her moveset and what she does in ring, she'll be just fine. I think that her match against Miku Ano is the worst of Miku Ano's reign, but that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine because that's the most high-profile match Ayano Irie ever had.
Yeah.
So, as a test, it's fine. She was pushed in the later half of the last year, then kinda slowly they pushed afterwards, after the tournament to determine the first champion. And then she got the title match in Osaka in 1760 box. 176 box, which is a small venue. It's on the level of the Shinkiba, so she's not Korakuen Hall level main eventer. But as a Shinkiba or Osaka main eventer, she's fine as that. As a leader of the unit, she will, with Act leaving, she will no longer be overshadowed. We should talk about the Beast Rebellion, if you can.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What more do we say about Beast Rebellion? It's now that Act has left. It's now Ayano, Nene, Rico. Are there any other members? I don't think so. Shiaki. Yeah, Shiaki. So yeah, that's the unit right now.
They are heels.
Yes,
not
they are heels.
The complete cheating at all times heels. More like the
Yes.
assholes.
I like to compare them to early Oerodai, like that kind of heels.
Yeah, they are ones you can cheer for because they are not cheating all the time. They are badasses, but they will take shortcuts sometimes.
Yes.
Not all the times, like Jadoshu, but they will take shortcuts. Also, they are assholes, which is bad. Which is important part of the act. Riko Fukunaga has returned after long-term injury. She got injured just before first Korakuen Hall show in August 2022, she was injured on that show already with her knee hurt, and she was basically literally carried into the ring to have the match.
And
it was sad to watch.
yeah,
She came back, she's rusty, but on this show we have not mentioned she did not look as rusty as on her return match, so I have high hopes for her. And as Sondre said, Chiaki is pushed to be a top heel, which I believe she's going to be. I think she will supplant Ayano Irie as a leader of the faction, or she will leave and join her and create her own faction later down the line.
As you said earlier, Beast Rebellion is kind of iconic for the units that are so far in ActWres, because Beast Rebellion started the whole unit, I think.
Yes, it's very similar to Queen's Quest as the first. Oidotai was the unit before Queen's Quest. There were units before that, but the current unit system that exists was created because of the Queen's Quest. So Beast Rebellion is the foundational stone of the unit system. So without them, and without Act, who is now leaving, supposedly to go to, she said she's going to America, and in the spring. So we can say it's probably going to be for the Philadelphia WrestleMania weekend, and because she is friendly with Joshi Pod's Eric, I think we can say that she's probably going to. She had to leave ActWres so she can wrestle other Japanese women's wrestlers on shows.
Yeah, in
Kitsune.
Yeah,
and I think it's quite possible that Eric will make her the ace of the promotion if she's going to, because that's why. Otherwise, why would have she left ActWres? She said that she maybe come back. She asked, one of the audience members shouted at her when she was doing her promo about that they will wait for her. Act is very important for ActWres girls after the restart.
Yes, she is. It is a blow to see her go, but I mean, I think she'll earn more money in the States than she does here. So
right now, it's quite possible because yen is so down compared to dollar. It's very possible that she's going to earn much more money just during that one weekend at WrestleMania. Also, we should say that in this match, Natsumi Sumikawa, who was teaming with Act, beat Ayano Irie, who was
the last challenger before Ashai for the title.
So we all are supposing that she's going to be one of the next challengers for the title.
Yeah. Also in this match, we haven't mentioned her yet. Mari, the most veteran of the ActWres roster, the head trainer of the roster, actually trained by Shuri.
In Reina, debuted in New York.
Yeah, Mari is. I mean, she's so great. As a wrestler, she's one of the best on the roster.
Yes, she is. I think not one of the best on the roster. I think she is the best on the roster, like in what she can do.
Yeah.
She's extremely versatile. She can do an opener, an undercard match, a mid-card match, a tag team match,
a comedy match. She can do everything.
The main event, she can do it all, and she can prepare. As I said, Arena credited her like that she chose a move of Arena's and made Arena perfect the move, and that was what drew our eyes to Arena. So she has an eye for talent. She knows what she's doing, and she's really, really good in wrestling.
Yeah. She comes out with this giant sword that we are very afraid of.
Yes. And she is something of a leader of the unaffiliated wrestlers because she tags with Naru and Marino and so on. So like there's like this a face army of the promotion is being led by either her or Miku. And
if Miku Ano is the like Okada ace of the promotion, Mari is very much the Tanahashi, friends with everyone.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly the dynamic they have with each other. They have this sibling rivalry between each other. Where when they are forced to tag with each other, they will do moves on each other to attack their opponents. And in every match, they do a little twist on that. So they changed it. It's interesting to follow their sibling rivalry through the promotion.
This semi-main event, I felt under-delivered. It went 50 minutes and 22 seconds. I felt they didn't make those minutes worth it. Is what my main thing about here.
Yeah, I think there were parts of it that were good. Usually when Natsumi and Mari were there with each other. But when they were not involved, especially when they were not there with each other, the match fell down, and it was something like Ayano Irie and Act did not really do any memorable things with each other, which is weird because
this will be their last match against each other.
Act has passed the leadership of the unit to Irie, and she's leaving.
Yeah.
So that was weird. And the finish was where Natsumi Semikawa hit one of the most vicious double diving knees onto Irie. That looked like Irie has lost at least four
ribs.
For ribs. I forgot the word. At least 4 ribs. And she's going to die in a few minutes afterwards because that looked absolutely brutal. That was one of the most brutal finishes that I have seen in some time. Like that was. Whew.
Speaking of brutal, we get to the main event of this Korakuen Hall show. We got there in the end. The AWG title match. A restarted title, not the original title that the AWG title that Miyuki Takase held and Saki held. This is the new one, crowned earlier this year to Miku Ano. Originally, they didn't even have a physical belt. She was carrying around the trophy. But yes, this was her 6th defense of the title, and she defended it against someone that could before this year be considered an outsider of AWG, Ashai, who notably should be mentioned last year around this time was positioned as the next ace of Ice Ribbon.
Yes.
Ashai, she came to AWG earlier this year, I think on the 1st of April. Yeah, that's when the first match was. And ever since then, she formed Teppen like immediately after she came. Her first match was against Bisa and Naho, when she teamed up with Ayano Irie. And after the match, they formed Teppen. So like immediately, she formed the unit. Originally, Ashai was on loan to AWG, but I think a month ago she officially said like I am now officially a full-time roster member and I'm not going back to Ice Ribbon.
The loan thing was because her contract was until that, and because Ice Ribbon wanted to save face and ActWres Girls also wanted to save face that they are not poaching someone. That was why she was on the loan to the promotion, even though there's this wall built around ActWres Girls and the rest of the scene, so she wouldn't have been able to come back anyway. Because she would have been beaten by non-wrestlers in wrestling competitions that were fake. So,
actually, she also was on the last Korakuen last year of ActWres Girls.
Yeah, that was the thing why it did not work and why everything fell apart between the promotions.
Yeah.
And I would like to talk about before we get to the match, I would like to talk about the matches that led us here on in the championship road, for example. So, ActWres Girls, when they restarted, they did not have a title. They announced it early this year that they will hold a tournament which would be randomly drawn on the first show of the year. Cat Calico went around the audience, and the audience pulled out balls, and from that the bracket was built. So there was a mix of rookies and veterans, and in the finals, which happened in the main event of the Korakuen Hall show that happened
On
in
the 12th of
March.
March.
12th of March. It was Miku Aono and Koki, as you talked about. Miku Aono, by the way, has been undefeated for almost 2 years now. Her last loss in a singles match was against Saki on the last Korakuen Hall show of the previous system. So since the restart, she's been undefeated. And Asahi is the only person that I can think of, and I've looked on the cage match, and then I went back to look at the matches who got the pinfall on who got direct pinfall after a move on Miku Aono. So Asahi is the only person who hit their finishing move on Miku and beat her for 1-2-3 on the previous show. That's why she challenged for the title in this main event.
Yeah.
Her Miku's matches before that, so she got the title in the Korakuen on the 12th of March. Then she faced Chiaki, winner of the rookie tournament in Chikiba on the 28th of May. Then she faced Misa for V2 in Chikiba on 24th of June. Then she faced Act in Korakuen Hall on 14th of August. That's the best. ActWres Girls claimed this is the best show they've ever done.
This was attended by 1,000 people.
1,000 people. It was very full. The crowd was into it. Crowd was really, really loud. Crowd wanted.
I think even Act, like after the match, was like very emotional and acted like it was her last Korakuen singles main event.
Yes. So there was that, and it felt like a really energetic show as well, and the main event was really good. Overachieved what it was supposed to be. Then we talked about it as before. Miku beat Ayano Irie in Osaka on 17th of September, and then here in Korakuen Hall show she beats Asahi for V5, which, if she wins the next match, she is the best ActWres Girl champion of all time, because
she will have beaten Miyuki Takase's
who has V6, who had V5 and lost on her 6th defense. So if Miku wins her next title match, she is the best ActWres Girls champion of all time.
So this Miku Aono AWG title reign, I've said it multiple times this year. I think ever since this match, I have been firm about it. But this Miku Aono AWG title run is the best title run going in Joshi right now. I firmly stand by that.
I would even extend it. I would say maybe Yuma Aoyagi has better title reign than her. I would say that she is she's top 3 title reign in Japanese wrestling right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue actually.
I think that
it's so like I recommend every match, even the Ayano Irie match, even though it's kind of weak compared to the others. Every match is worth it.
Every match is worth it, and mostly because what Miku Aono represents. Miku Aono is the ideal Japanese wrestling ace. She is unrelenting. She is vicious towards her opponents, and she does not give them an inch. They need to feed her very badly for her to even start selling.
Yeah.
That was apparent in this match so much. Asahi started throwing drop kicks, and in normal match, the thing is that if the wrestler is really big and the other wrestler is small, the wrestler will no sell, and the big spot is after several attempts, the dropkick hits and the big wrestler goes down. Miku Ono is not a big person. She's not much taller than Asahi, who is very small, but still, she's not much taller than Asahi. And she was smiling while Asahi was throwing those drop kicks. And she was
yeah, continue.
wanting, she was baiting Asahi, hit me harder, hit me more. You need to give me more. That this is not enough. You need to hit me more brutal, more vicious, stronger, faster. I will not budge an inch if you do not hit me hard. Asahi did hit her.
Arshai took that as, I'm gonna bring in Tsukushi elbows.
Yes, and she beat her so hard that even Miku Ono had to back down, start selling, and was on a back foot for parts of this match. That's how well this match was done. It was two people who have similar length of careers, but one is an unbeatable ace and the other is the challenger who wants to take them from the throne.
Yeah.
This match is so good in what it does. Like, the thing that, as I said, unbeatable ace versus the challenger that is going to tear them down from the throne. This is the match. It's not long. It's not an Japanese wrestling epic that goes 40 minutes, something that Okada would do. It's 17-minute long match. There's no.
It's an early World of Stardom title match.
Yes. Before they change their styles 3 times.
Pre Bushiroad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that is how most of Miku Ano's title of defense is laid out. And she's great at it. She's the great ace.
Yeah, I've called her multiple times the best ace in wrestling, and everything works for her. How she's been presented. She's been in all of the main events on all Korakuen Hall shows that promotion has ever had. She's been there every single step. She's unbeaten in singles matches. She's been pinned once, just recently. Yeah. It's been a year and a half since she's been pinned before. So if you want to book an ace or create an ace, this is how you do it. The promotion is working for her. She's working for it. Her opponents are working for it. So this is like pinnacle of her work. And this is what made her, in my eyes, truly. I was on the bandwagon beforehand, but this match made her. Like, if she loses the match, if she loses the title next time, it doesn't matter. She's still the ace.
Yeah, for sure. So that was the Korakuen Hall show from the 15th of October. And that is actually the only thing we need to cover about October for ActWres Girls. They have had a Jadoshi Pro show after this that we haven't had the time to watch yet. And they had a Road to This show in Chikiba like a couple of days before on the 9th. That again only set up this show. It was kind of the perfect show to start this podcast off with, because it features the whole roster. We could run through the whole roster and explain the units, and I hope we did a good job of that.
I think we did.
Yes.
I think we did because I think this show represents what ActWres Girls is. There's the opening high-speed match with Teppen and Update Plus. There's the epic main event with Miku Ano versus Asahi. There's the comedy match with Masao Chiaki and Great Asako. There's the unit thing in the freeway 9-man tag team match with the faces versus the two heels. There's the Royal, who will probably be big if, which is one of the things that I want this promotion to do, is to reintroduce the tag titles, because right now I feel we are just before the promotion will start to feel stale, because they've, in my opinion, have run through everything they can do without the tag belts with just one belt, because we need the other members of the roster need something to fight for, and the tag belts will do just that. And honestly, ActWres Girls tag matches in semi-main events and main events on the shows are one of the highlights of the promotion.
Oh, for sure. Unit Warfare matches.
Yes. Main event for the first Korakuen Hall show in the August last year was tag team match. Was Miku Aono and Mari versus Kyoki and Natsuki. So it makes all the sense in the world for them to reintroduce the tag belts.
That might be their big announcement at the start of next year.
Hopefully.
I hope that is the case. But we'll get to that. This is the first episode of ActWres Stage. So this format is how we'll that review of Korakuen is kind of the format that we'll be going for at the start of each month. But we will also preview the upcoming months. So this upcoming month, November, we are at the start of it. We haven't had an ActWres Girls show yet, and I doubt one will have come out before this show gets uploaded, because the next show in November is on the 12th, Sunday the 12th, in this 176 box in Osaka. We actually have a full card for this. We rarely get a full card this early for a show for ActWres, so I'm happy about that, because we get to preview it. Opening match: Sakura Mitsushima and Kanamik of Update Plus versus Naoyamada and, we forgot to mention it, Cat Mask Calico, who joined Teppen after Teppen's match in Korakuen, and we forgot to mention it.
Yes, that's true. She came out, she was called out, then she came into the ring and took a Teppen shirt and put it on. So it's
notably, I remember the segment very well, because Naoyamada was on the mic and asked her to join Teppen, and then after they shook hands and she took on the shirt, she was like, "Oh wait, we have to ask Misa for permission."
Yes, that was a bit, because Naho decided unilaterally that Cat Mask Calico should join Teppen because she's a Teppen wrestler.
And Misa was just sitting in the corner and she was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, that's no issue for me.
Yeah. So this will be Cat Mask Calico's first match as Teppen, and she will do. I think could be a fun opener. It will be interesting to see if Cat Mask Calico has new gear. She, as the name says, she comes out in the cat mask, and she does a lot of cat-based maneuvers and stuff like that. But I think her in Teppen could be a great place for her, actually, because she will get to do a lot of high-speed stuff and learn from two of the best.
Yeah, she's going to be in matches with Misa and Asahi, so she's going to learn a lot of stuff preparing the matches and then having the matches.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of improvement from Naho because of that. And then in the second match, Kira Ann is teaming up with AWG champion Miku Ano, and they are facing Ice, Kyoka Iwai, and Ren. So, interesting.
That's one night on the Asako-gun reunion.
Yeah, Asako-gun will probably come out here and
do some stuff.
Yeah. Then tag match: Beast Rebellion, Ayano Irie and Nei Aramata versus Mari and Naru. This will be Mari and Naru as a team is a very fun team. Mari helps Naru get a lot of the high speed stuff done, and they do a great double move.
Yes, it's also always awesome. I think it even, I'd say this card looks like preparation for tag team tournament. It feels like
It kind of does. It kind of
full
does
of tag
actually.
teams and full of established tag teams as well.
Yeah.
Full of, like,
The main event might even be the final.
Yes, the main event should be final of the tournament.
Yeah. Of course, Shiaki, one of the former challengers from Mikuano, and she turned on the woman she's facing, Natsumi Sumikawa. This is a revenge match. Shiaki was part of the Royal before she joined Beast Rebellion, and Natsumi Sumikawa might get revenge here.
And it feels like Natsumi Sumikawa is getting high-profile wins.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise us if she took the mic and asked Miku Ano out after this.
Yes, probably not here in Osaka. Probably in the next Chikiba show.
Yeah, maybe. Then the main event. I love this main event on paper. Natsuki and Koki of the Royal versus the original, Teppen, Ashai, and Misamatsui. I can't wait.
I hope this goes at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. That has so much potential.
This is, like, on paper, this match is that there's potential to be one of the better matches of ActWres this whole year.
Yeah.
If I hope Koki has enough time to prepare for the match, because that's what I think happened in her previous performances, that she was too busy to prepare for the matches ahead of the time, because it was obvious that she was in one of her matches she was a step behind, and in the Korakuen Hall match she was. It's probably issues on multiple people than what. But this match should be awesome.
Yeah, this Osaka card looks pretty fun. I can't wait. Then the other shows announced for this month is on the 18th. It's an Act Wrestling show in Shinkiba. Then on the 30th, it is another Act Wrestling show in Shinkiba. So 3 shows for November.
We don't know when we'll record next, if we will be able to see the steps 26, the one on the 30th. But
it might be like a week into December.
Yes. We will usually wait until the last show of the month will get uploaded, and then we'll record about it, because that's what we'll want to do as a format of the show, which we'll get better at next time.
We'll get better. Everything I should have said this at the start, but you can watch Act Wrestling. You can watch AWG at ActWres Girls with the said.net, and it only costs $6, 1,000 yen to sign up and watch. So definitely do that.
It's one of the better VOD services on the market.
Yeah.
It has a huge catalog. You can go and watch. We talked about at the start of the show about Tam Nakano, Sauriano, and so on. They have matches there, and especially the Korakuen Hall shows before the restart are worth anyone's time.
For sure.
There's a bad show from the Korakuen Hall shows from ActWres Girls, especially if we sold you on the promotion right now, and if you are going to purchase the service, go back and watch Saori Ano's title reign.
Go watch what Miyuki Takase is also like.
Yes, but I really recommend Saori Ano's. She was awesome as the unrelenting ice queen of the promotion. She was so good at the role.
Also, there's a lot of matches you can go back and watch that are great.
Yes. These girls are surprisingly, their matches don't be put off by the name of the promotion. their matches are hard-hitting,
Yeah.
quick, and brutal. Maybe sometimes slightly simple, but that's good. If you are used to like modern style, they are slightly simpler in structure of the matches, but what they do is they hit each other really, really hard. Being in person to some of the matches, Miku Aono's kicks reverberate inside of you. She kicks so hard.
For
And
sure.
ActWres' elbows, even the rookies hit each other so hard that you can hear the thuds.
Yeah, we the elbows the ActWres Girls roster members do even have a nickname. That is how good they are. But yeah, that has been the first episode of ActWres Stage, a new show here on the YouTube 5-star YouTube network. And Velkej, where can people find you?
I am on Twitter. Velkej Bracha. That's my Twitter. So find me there. I talk about Joshi and make fun of Tony Khan.
Yeah, and you can find me at Sondre Bjorn. Bjorn, I am the only Sondre that talks about wrestling. That is my gimmick. And yeah, you can listen to my show, The Dramatic Dream Dragons, for all of DDT and Dragon Gate coverage, because that is what I also do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of ActWres Stage. We will be back next month in December. Only us two. But in the future, we will have a rotating third member coming in now and then. So, I hope you enjoyed. Please come back with us with some feedback and continue to support ActWres Girls, because we love it and we hope you do too. Bye!
Bye!